Okay guys, so I have already prepped my face and applied some moisturizer on there. But firstly, I am just going to apply the Maybelline eye eraser all over my eyes, just to prep all of my eyes for the eyeshadow. And then I am just going to use my damp beauty blender and pat this all over the concealer. And now using the colour Creme Brulee by Makeup Geek, I am just going to pat this all over the concealer just to set all of that in and use this as my setting colour all over my eyelid. And like I previously mentioned to you guys in one of my previous videos, I always used to use this as a transition colour, but ever since I have found that this works really well as a base colour, I have just not been able to stop using this. And then I'm going to use the colour Cocoa Bear, also by Makeup Geek, and I'm just going to start applying this in my outer corner. And as you guys can see, I'm just patting this onto the outer corner, and then I am slowly taking this into the crease area as well. This should just work as a really nice base colour for the outer parts of my eyes. And I usually take my time with this and go back and forth with the colour until I feel like I have got the correct amount on my eye. And then just using a blending brush, I'm just going to blend all of this out. And then I am going to be using the Urban Decay Smokey palette, and I'm going to be taking the colour Whiskey. And I'm just going to apply this between the Cocoa Bear colour and the base colour. So I'm not applying this directly into the corner of my eye, but just between the two colours and just before the colour Cocoa Bear. And then I'm just going to pat this in, and then I'm going to blend all of this out so that this blends well between the two colours and creates a nice transition. Also, please do excuse my eyebrows, they are still in the growing process. I still haven't been satisfied with the way they look, and I'm still growing them out. It's been a couple of months yet, but I do want my eyebrows to be really nice and thick. And then I am going in with the colour Black Market, and I'm just applying this on the outer corner. And as you guys can see, I'm applying this a little bit more on the inner outer corner, just so the colour Cocoa Bear can still be seen. And then I'm just going to blend all of this out, and as you guys can see, it gives a good transition between the colour Whiskey and the colour Black Market. And then you have got the back Cocoa Bear as a good transition colour. And then using MAC's Prep and Prime Concealer, I'm just going to apply this onto the rest of my eye. This will just really help to give that shimmer a pop, and I absolutely love cut creasing my eyes. I just feel like this really enhances the colour which goes on top of the eye. So I'm carefully just cut creasing the eye using a small Morphe concealer brush. And then I am going to use the Skinny Dip palette by Jouer, and I am going to apply the colour Magic Hour and just apply this all over the cut crease and all over the concealer. And I usually do wet the brush a little bit more so I can get a little bit more pigment onto the eye. And then I go in with the colour Cocoa Bear. And then I realise that this looks quite odd as a transition between the shimmer and the colour Whiskey. So I then go in with the colour Whiskey just on top of the colour Cocoa Bear, and then blend the two colours in so that it looks much better. And then I am going to go back in with the colour Whiskey and just going to enhance the outer corner a little bit more. And then I am going to blend all of that in and just make sure that it all transitions in well. And then just using my Inglot Gel Liner, I am going to create a dramatic wing liner. So I do go quite high than I usually do, and I'm just creating that perfect wing. And then I am going to take some of the gel liner towards the inner corner of my eye, And I'm also going to drag this into my lower lash line and also just on my lashes as well. And then I am going to be using some of the black color from the same Smokey palette and just blending all of this out on the bottom lash line just to blend out all of that gel liner. And then just using a clean makeup wipe, I am just going to clean away all of the fallout from the eyeshadow. And then just using some mascara, I am just going to apply this onto my lashes just to prep them for my fake lashes. And then I'm going to be using the Dior Forever foundation, and I'm just going to apply this all over my face with the Beauty Blender. I absolutely love this foundation, and I absolutely love using this foundation, especially in the winter. I feel like this still gives me that kind of a summer glow, and this just works really well onto my skin as well. Down below in the description box, I will link what color I am, and I will link all of the products which I am using as well. And then I am just going to use my Maybelline Eye Eraser Concealer, and I'm just going to apply this underneath my eyes. And I love how after applying my eyeshadow, I can use this to give my eyes that extra cleanup and really make my eyes look bold. And then just using my Beauty Blender, I am going to blend all of this out. And then I'm going to be using my Rimmel translucent powder, and I'm just going to use this to set all of the concealer. And as I've mentioned to you guys many times before, I absolutely love using this powder. A, it works so well with flash photography, and secondly, this powder is so inexpensive and very affordable as well. And then just using my sleek contour palette, I am just going to apply the cream contour to my cheeks, and I am just following my natural cheekbone lines and just applying my contour in those areas. And then I'm also going to apply some of the cream contour to my chin as well. This just really helps to define my chin even more and really give me that beautiful harsh contour lines. And then just using the same damp beauty blender, I'm just going to blend all of this out. Now, if you ever feel like your beauty blender is going dry, you can always go in with your Fix Plus or any ones of your spray and just spray your beauty blender a little bit more. And then just using my brush, I am just going to brush away all of that baking powder. And then just taking the powder from the same contour palette, I'm going to bronze up the contours areas. And then I am going to be using my iconic London illuminator, and I'm using this in Original, and I'm just going to apply this to the highs of my cheeks. And then I'm just going to use a brush just to blend all of this out. I absolutely love this highlighter. I just feel like this really makes your cheeks pop and give your cheeks that lovely highlighted look. And then just using a beauty blender, I am going to blend all of this out and just blend this a little bit more down and just make this a little bit more subtle. And then just using the colour Sage Hills from the Huda Beauty Gold Sands palette, I'm just going to pat this all over the iconic London illuminator. And as you guys can see, it really gives my cheeks that pop. And then I'm also going to apply some to the tip of my nose and to the ridge of my nose. And then just using the colour Zanzibar from the same palette, I am just going to apply this underneath my highlight and between my bronze just to blush up all of my cheeks. And then just using the same translucent powder, I'm just going to apply this underneath my contour to really clean up my contour and to really define my cheekbones even more. And then just using a brush, I'm going to sweep all of this away. I don't leave this on too long because I don't want to make this too harsh, but obviously I do want to define my cheeks. And then I am going to apply the colour Trendsetter by Huda Beauty onto my lips. This is one of my favourite nudes and I absolutely love wearing this. And I also do go ahead and apply my lashes off camera as well. And then lastly, I am going to be using my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray and just lock in all of my makeup. And this is the finished look, guys. I also applied this lovely accessory as well, and I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, don't forget to give this a big thumbs up, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye guys.